Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you very much for being a time traveler. This is your new moon in Sagittarius tarot reading. Keep in mind, it is a collective general reading, not individualized, not personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you're not sure what your other placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and watch the video of your choosing. With all of that said, let's begin. All right, Gemini, let's take a look at what hours. Most of you know I'm a Gemini sun. Let's take a look at what our new moon in Sagittarius message is. In the hand, the universe is your partner. Card number 31. Moonology card, full moon in Taurus, detoxify. And your other moonology card here is void moon, do nothing. Okay, what is this message all about? The universe is your partner, very much active magician energy, right? I'm asking, I'm also doing, working in concert with the divine to manifest something. What is this all about here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? What do they need to know about? In the hand, the universe is your partner, card number 31, full moon in Taurus, detoxify, and void moon, do nothing. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Six of Cups, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Knight of Cups. You then have the Three of Wands, you have the King of Cups, and you have the Eight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Hierophant. That leaves Temperance, Three of Swords, Knight of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's begin to clarify. Clarify that Six of Cups here, please, for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know? Sorry, Gemini, I'm going to get a little bit more comfortable here. I'm sitting on my right leg, which is terrible for circulation, but it's so comfortable. Anyway, why is the Six of Cups here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? Why is that here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Cups is clarified by the Chariot, Six of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands here for Gemini? Why is the Three of Wands here for Gemini? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Three of Wands clarified by Two of Cups, the Tower, and the Seven of Swords. Okay. Full moon in Taurus. Excuse me. Detoxify was clarified by the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups. Why is that here for Gemini? Clarify that Ace of Cups here, please, for Gemini. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Wands. Why is the King of Cups here for Gemini? Why is the King of Cups here for Gemini? One more shuffle here. Thank you. King of Cups is clarified by Two of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Hermit. Void of Moon, do nothing, was clarified by the Knight of Cups. I'm going to have to take a sip of the iced tea there. Excuse me. So the void moon, do nothing card is clarified here by the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Let me take a sip of that again. Okay. Why is the Knight of Cups here for Gemini? Why is the Knight of Cups here for Gemini? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Cups is clarified by Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. Why is the Eight of Swords here for Gemini? Why is the Eight of Swords here for Gemini? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Eight of Swords is clarified by the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, Justice, Knight of Pentacles, Five of Wands. We had the Knight of Pentacles over there as well from the other deck. This is a very interesting reading. So, Gemini, let's chat, shall we? You can call in this soulmate however you want. I don't know who or what it is that you have been manifesting or hoping for. I don't know if you're praying to God and then also doing your part to take an existing connection that you have to a higher level of commitment, I don't know if you're a single Gemini and you're praying to God, but doing your part to get, be vulnerable and put yourself out there to meet someone. So I don't know for some of you if you're praying to God, but then also doing your part to try to rekindle a past connection. This is definitely a connection-based reading. There's no bones about it. I don't believe it is in respect to work because we have very, very little pentacles on the table. This is very much a connection-based reading. Now, maybe for some of you it's platonic, but the feeling I get here intuitively is this is leaning more romantic. But take it how you want. I do not feel that this is professional in nature. So if you were looking for a professional reading, maybe you want to check out another placement. I seem to have tapped into a group of you where you are calling in. You're literally asking Source to bring this person to you. Whoever this soulmate is, like I said, a past person, a current person, or just someone new out in the future. This is, I'm ready for love. I'm ready to be vulnerable. I want victory in love. I want it to be successful. I want it to be able to go the distance. This is very much, I'd like to make progress in terms of matter of the heart. I've been waiting for my ship to come in, either for this person to come back, the current connection to move forward, or to meet a new person. This is you calling in this Two of Cups. We're going to have to clarify this. Tower to the Seven of Swords. I feel looking at the cards here and those oracle decks, I don't think there's anything you need to do. You're already fated and destined to be with this person. So I'm going to try to figure out more for you of like, who is this? Maybe I'll pull some cards for you for those of you who like want this to be a past person, those of you who want it to be your current relationship, maybe go into a higher level of commitment with this Hierophant energy. And I'll pull a different set of cards for those of you where you want it to be a new person. But there's something like, it's coming in really quick. You don't have to be sneaky about it. You don't have to be shady about it. Voodoo? You don't have to do any voodoo or black magic. Please, if you're doing that, don't do that. I don't know what that message was. I just feel like you don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to manipulate this person. You don't have to do anything. You are already spiritually connected to this person. You have detoxify, full moon in Taurus. We have the Ace of Cups, which is what you're asking the universe for. And that's clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Wands. This is very much giving me the energy of like, you don't have to do much, but continue working on you, right? Because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of apprenticeship, but it's also a card of self-mastery. When we are working on ourselves and trying to become the Nine of Pentacles, someone who is grounded, self-sufficient, financially, emotionally, well-balanced, maybe alone, but not lonely. So I'm looking at this like Source saying, as long as you're doing the work, whether you're partnered or single, regardless of who it is here that you're waiting for, as long as you're working on, I don't want to say becoming a better version of you, but maybe a more healed version of you, or a more authentic version of you, or a more grounded version of you, a more stable version of you, whatever that is for you, as long as you're working on it, we've got it from here. What you ask for comes in quite quickly. So this is almost like proof is in the pudding. It's almost like they're saying, once we see you working on this, truly working on this, and mastering the craft of you, what you want comes in. And here's that King of Cups. Could be Queen of Cups. I don't read body parts. This here appears to be the person that you've been waiting for. That Three of Wands is I'm reading, and then you have the Two of Wands here. So this was like your future planning, or like the creation of your manifestation is what I'm getting here. Ace of Swords, you're like, this is who I want, or this is the type of person that I want. I want someone who is spiritual in nature. I want someone who's wise. I want someone who is emotionally balanced. I think you really went within here. So again, whether you're asking for a past person, the current relationship to maybe strengthen, or get to a higher level of commitment, or you're just calling in a new person, I feel like you've done the homework. You know the type of person you want to be in connection with. That seems to be what's happening here. And you have called this person in. Now we have you don't have to do anything. Void moon. There's nothing here to do. That cup that you want, that Ace of Cups, will be delivered to you by a Knight of Cups. But there's something here that you need to heal. While you wait, this is like, don't dilly-daddle. I hardly ever say that. I don't even know how to spell that. Don't dilly-daddle. It's coming in. Work on you. Work on you. Like, don't sit here with your hands tied, playing games, living in fantasy land, sitting on your butt too much. There's something here about you need to work on something for you. Get out of your head about it's not coming, they're not coming, the relationship isn't strengthening. It is. Lovers to the 10 of cups to the moon. It's like when you least expect it. Now, if you, I would do a new moon ritual since, I mean, this is the new moon in Sagittarius reading. We are asking in the new moon, we're calling in something new. I wouldn't call in a specific person. I always say it's really bad to manifest a person. Imagine someone you don't like, you're not attracted to, manifesting you, and you would suddenly feel called to move towards that person. And once you do, after a while, your, God-given gift of free will is going to pop up within you. And you're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing here with you? It's like one of those things. So I always say, don't call in the actual person if you know them by name or something like that, because they have the divine gift of free will. I would just call in your Ace of Cups, whatever that is to you, whatever the Six of Cups partnership is for you. But there is something here about us needing to work on ourselves. So I'm going to clarify that a little bit more. There's nothing you need to do. This connection is either already in your life or it's well on its way to entering your life. So let's clarify what you need to work on, because I feel like everything else is pretty explanatory. I want to clarify that Tower to the Seven of Swords, and I want to clarify this, like, just keep working on it. We're doing our job, I feel like you need to do yours. Let's clarify Tower to the Seven of Swords, because what's that Tom Petty song? Waiting is the hardest part. Waiting is the hardest part. So maybe some of you, you're waiting for this person to get their act together. You're waiting for your current person to, I don't know, express their emotions or propose to you or something like that. Maybe you're waiting for the new person. Yeah, waiting is the hardest part. How are you spending the waiting? Oh, did you see that card that was poking out? It's the Two of Cups. Waiting for this, or waiting for this person or this type of person is the hardest part. What are you doing in the waiting? You can't just sit on your hands. You're supposed to be working on something. Thank you. If you don't work on whatever this is that we individually have to work on, we sabotage this coming in. Or we sabotage the current relationship strengthening. Or maybe we sabotage that past person that we want to come back. There's something here about the connection we desire is potentially sabotaged if we don't do what we need to work. If we don't do what we need to do. Because remember, we're supposed to be working with the universe, hand in hand here. So they're doing their part. Wheel of Fortune to the Eight of Wands. They're doing their part. They're bringing it in. Now we have to do our part. Just further clarify for me, Empress at the bottom of the deck. Clarify the Tower to the Seven of Swords. What is the Tower to the Seven of Swords? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Tower to the Seven of Swords. Justice, which you had here at the bottom of the deck. Maybe something karmic? See where we go with it. Justice, the Fool, and the High Priestess. You already know this. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, we're definitely going to get to the Eight of Pentacles. There's something here we need to work on before this can come in. Either before the current connection could go next level, like before the next chapter can begin. There's something we need to work on. Before the next chapter can begin. And we know what it is. Like, maybe we don't tell everyone about it, but internal to us, we know that there's something there we're supposed to work on. Okay. Can you clarify for me, excuse me, the Eight of Pentacles? What is Gemini supposed to work on? What is Gemini supposed to work on? Clarify that Eight of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Nine of Wands. Something we're doing over and over again. Something we haven't quite given up on, but I feel like it's a pattern. Nine of Wands. There's that Eight of Pentacles. We're supposed to work on some pattern that we have. And the Seven of Pentacles. Something we've been doing for a long time. Okay, we're narrowing down the message. We need to work on healing a pattern that we have been actively doing. Yeah, doing or contributing to. I would say doing for a long time. Tell me more about this pattern. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Nine of Swords. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. Maybe something with our thoughts. Controlling our thoughts. Nine of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Learning how to control our thoughts. Learning to control. There's something here we do. Learning to control our thoughts. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords are negative, right? No one's sitting in the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, thinking happy thoughts all the time. These people wouldn't be panicked in any of these decks in the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords if it's like, oh, I'm just thinking of fantasy land all the time. So some type of worry. We're constantly, something's constantly cycling through us. Tell me more about that Nine of Swords now. What is that? And it becomes very oppressive, very burdensome for us. And we do this to ourselves. And we've been doing this to ourselves for a long time. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Nine of Swords is clarified. Queen of Swords, there we are. Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Two of Wands, which is a Two of Wands right here. There's something here about not getting in our heads that we don't believe that we are deserving of love, or that we are not deserving of partnership or lifelong partnership or committed partnership. Because this is the worry. The worry is of the Queen of Swords, whether you're masculine or feminine, the feminine within you, because we all have masculine and feminine energy, the feminine within you doesn't fully trust partnerships, even though it so desperately wants partnership. The feminine you does not trust. So even if this person is in your life, you don't fully trust them, or you don't fully trust a relationship with them. If you want them back, you don't fully trust that they'll even ever come back. Or if they do that, the relationship will be better than it was before. And for those of you seeking a new partner, you're like, yeah, I'd love to have a new partner, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to trust them. So there's a trust issue in the Gemini collective. And once we get in our heads, we pretty much start talking ourselves out of the relationship. Two of Wands, Hermit. There we go again to the Page of Swords. Okay, so this was not only I went internal and did some soul searching, and I know exactly what kind of person I want. This is also, I need to go within and find out why I'm constantly in my head about partnerships in general. Okay, let's go a little deeper. I'll have to probably get another deck of cards. That's fine. I might use the Sagittarius one since this is the new moon in Sagittarius. Maybe that's what I'll do if I need a third qualifying deck. Talk to me about this Ace of Pentacles, the trust issue. Not believing a partnership could be stable or long-lasting, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles has the potential to get to the Ten of Pentacles. So there's something like that here. Not trusting it. Tell me more about that Ace of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Lovers, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands, bottom of the deck, Four of Cups. You don't believe that you could be in a solid, committed relationship that goes the distance, that is victorious. You don't really believe someone would choose you. You don't really believe that someone would want you. You don't really believe that happiness in a committed partnership could be long-lasting. It's any one of those, or maybe several. You feel like eventually the relationship gets to Four of Cups, Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and Five of Cups. Stagnation, no growth, disappointment, rejection. It's almost like, why bother? Why bother? So you're calling in for something, even if you know the person or you're with them, you're hoping for something you don't really believe in. And it's not that you don't believe in it. You don't believe it's possible for you. That's a you problem. That's a us problem. So Source is bringing it in. But we need to work on this wound. Okay. Let me put that there. I'm going to use this deck now. Okay. Tell me a little bit more. I'll use the Sag deck to get clarifiers on the actual person. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Anything else Gemini needs to know? Because I feel like this is coming in. I'll also get timing for you. Okay, let's wrap up this message first before we hop to the next one. 3 cards of advice for Gemini on how they can begin to heal this wound within themselves. And this is like maybe every time you're in a relationship or the relationship starts doing well, you immediately default and feel like it's going to fall apart. Or every time you get all psyched up to put yourself out there and meet someone new, and then you very quickly start talking yourself out of it. So there's something like that here at play. Either when it gets really good, you start doubting it, those fears, doubts, insecurities start creeping in, or you're very bold and brave to get out there. And then once you do, you're like, I don't, what am I doing? I don't want to do this. But you do want to do this. So 3 cards here on how Gemini can deal with these fears, doubts, insecurities. You're going to have to figure out. I would personally, I feel like you need to go within and figure out, because it's going to be very specific to each of you, why you don't have faith in a long-term committed relationship. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Page of Wands, discover. You're going to have to go within and discover why you don't believe. Page of Wands. Oh, Page of Wands here also. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Hierophant. Why don't you believe that long-term committed relationship is for you? So you're going to have to do some inner work here. Page of Wands, Judgment, and the Page of Swords. 5 of Swords. You're always waiting for this. Conflict, loss, stress, strife, tension, grief, an ending. The relationship's going to come to an end. It's very, I just saw like King of Pentacles and the Empress. Now I'm looking at that Hierophant. It's possible for some of you, you were already in a long-term committed relationship, whether that, involved marriage or not. So there could be some hesitation. As much as you would like to be with someone else, there could be some hesitation on, well, the last time I tried it, it went south. It could be that. You could be in a current relationship now, but still have that wound from that past connection. It's only for those of you where you were previously involved with someone long-term. But there's definitely something here about going within and being curious. Why do I always believe that when the going gets good, the good gets going? Or as much as I want to find someone, it's like, I'm not going to find someone. 7 of Pentacles was up there. 7 of Pentacles to the 5 of Swords. It's something we are thinking about very negatively about partnerships. The partnership that you really want. Okay. I hope this is making sense for someone watching. What else does Gemini need to know about this? And then we'll get into the Sagittarius deck for you. Anything else Gemini needs to know about what they can learn here? Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles. Oh. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Maybe the last time, 5 of Swords again. Maybe the last time you were with someone that you felt was your soulmate, maybe they took you to the cleaners, Gemini. Maybe you ended up having to pay them out a lot of money, or you lost a lot of money to them. And now as much as you want a new connection, you're resistant to that. It's possible. You left with the shirt on your back, or this person took you to the cleaners, or you had to pay a lot in alimony or child support. You just took a financial hit or loss. So it could be something like that. I really would like to spend the rest of my life with someone, but the last time I entered that kind of relationship, this person took me, to the cleaners, to the bank, or emotionally depleted me, or breadcrumbed me, or put me in a third party, any or all of the above. So that could be the resistance there. So it's almost like you're asking for something you don't fully believe is possible for you based upon a past negative experience that you had. Okay. Anything else Gemini needs to know about what they need to discover here? Anything else they need to know? Oh, we are getting close to the 30-minute mark. Anything else they need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and the Fool. Bottom of the deck, the Sun card. You can't see it right now, but it will be very beneficial to the new beginning that you're having with this person, or a beginning that whoever this soulmate is, because remember, they're coming in when you don't see it coming. It'll be very beneficial for you to discover what that wound is within you, why you don't have full faith and trust in long-term committed partnerships for yourself based upon some past experience. You need to figure out what that experience is. What was that for you? And acknowledge to yourself that You're not really working in concert with the divine, are you? If you're asking for something that in your heart of hearts, you don't believe is possible for you. And so in that respect, you could very well be delaying this connection from coming back to you, progressing forward if it's already in your life, or coming into you if you're waiting for someone new. You're not really manifesting from a place of being healed. Oh my God, Sun to the World card. You're not manifesting from a truly healed place, from a truly positive space within you, from a fully integrated. You're not a fully integrated Gemini, meaning those past experiences, did you take some lessons from them? You did, but you also are still carrying the pain or the hurt or the betrayal or the trauma, and it is tainting your view of that connection that you now want moving forward, whether it's currently in your life or not. It has not fully healed. So you can't see it now, but it will be very beneficial to you to figure out what that is for you, why that exists, where does it come from, and then actively work on healing it, because this is delayed. That's that Seven of Swords to the Tower. This is delayed until we work on this. Okay, let's get into the Sag deck now. Whoa. Okay, for the Geminis who are waiting for a past person, okay? This is not someone you stopped talking to a week ago. I'm going to consider that someone you're still in a relationship with. I mean, a past person. Like you want to reconnect with someone, I don't know, 5 years, from 5 years ago. Just an example. For the Geminis wanting a past person to return, 3 cards for them in respect to this message. 3 cards for them in respect to this message. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Waiting for the past person. King of Swords, there you are. King of Pentacles, waiting for that long-term committed partner. 10 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. That's the 3rd deck now showing the 5 of Swords. The delay with this person reconnecting with you are your thoughts. 5 of Swords, there's that 6 of Cups you're waiting for, and the Hangman is delayed. Page of Wands, Page of Wands. Until you, Page of Wands, 3 Page of Wands. And right behind that, 9 of Pentacles. Didn't I say the 8 of Pentacles was working on becoming the 9 of Pentacles? Yeah, so that's wild. So that long-term committed partner that you seek, that you were with in the past, and you want them back. It's not somebody you don't want back. If you don't want this person back, this is not your reading, okay? It has this reunion, I'll call it reunion reconciliation, has been suspended, because you can hope and pray and try to manifest that person back. But until you heal this wound, this trust wound that you have with yourself, with the universe, trust and love, trust in that person, until you heal that wound, or maybe that person has to heal the wound with you. I don't know. It's a collective general reading. Until the healing is done, that relationship does not come back together again. If the healing is done, you have a beautiful outcome there with the 10 of Cups. I mean, that's what you wanted. That's what would come in for you if you healed and they healed, whatever that wound is, because I feel this is your reading, not their reading. So I'm going to say you need to heal this wound, Gemini. You need to heal this wound. And I'm not putting 100% of the blame on you, why the connection is separated or why they're staying away. I'm just telling you the message here. If you're waiting for reconnection, yes, you and that person certainly can come back together. The possibility is definitely there, but not until that 5 of Swords is healed. That 5 of Swords needs to be healed. And that 5 of Swords is that inner conflict when it comes to trust. Remember, we went down that rabbit hole there. So why do you not trust love? Why do you not trust relationships? Why do you not trust yourself? Why do you not trust that past person? That major, major trust issue for you needs to be healed before that person can re-enter your life, or that until you can have a successful partnership with that person. Like they might come into your life and then you know, make up, break up, make up, break up. It won't be long lasting. Now they might have their own issues they have to work on. Again, we're just doing your reading, but you would need to work on your issue. And here it seems to be some kind of trust issue. Okay. For Geminis who are currently in a partnership, desiring for it to go next level, what is their issue? They're looking for the 10 of Cups. What's the message for Geminis currently in a partnership that wanted to go next level? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your message. Four of Pentacles. King of Pentacles shows themselves again. And the Page of Swords. There's that Page of Swords. This connection can't go next level just yet. It's stuck and stagnant in the Four of Swords. Bottom of deck, the Fool. The new beginning is coming. Fool, Strength, and Seven of Pentacles. Look, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. If you're currently in a relationship, Gemini, but it's just grown a little stuck or stagnant, stale, the new beginning is waiting. But you need to heal this. That Page of Swords, you got to go within. So it's in your life, but it's not growing. The new beginning comes in. This is a long-term committed partnership. The King and Queen of Pentacles, they usually unite for life. Whether that's married or commingling your finances, doesn't matter. That's typically, not all the time, typically long-term. So this connection can go the distance, but you still need to do that investigative research on why do you believe it can't go the distance? Why are you losing confidence in yourself, in this dream, in the goal, in your manifestation, possibly even in this person? Why don't you trust and believe? That's for you, Gemini, those of you currently in a connection. Why don't you trust and believe that this is your person, or it can go the distance, or you deserve this? You deserve this happiness. They deserve this happiness. You deserve to build this life together. So you have a trust issue as well. A little bit different than group one, but let's look at Geminis who are completely single and they would like to meet this long-term partner. What's the message for them? What is the message for them? Sorry. Message for single Gemini. Message for single Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Wands. Same thing. Time to discover. Page of Wands. Knight of Pentacles, which was right here. Knight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Swords. You have a trust issue also. You want someone steady for the long run to come in. And look, World card, Seven of Pentacles, and the Empress. You don't believe they're coming in either. Four of Cups to the Four of Cups. I mean, this is like repetitive messages. And I've used three decks of cards here. So I feel the message for all three groups, and let me finish up the message for the singles. Singles, your new person is not going to come in until you level up. And a way for you to level up is for you to start working on why you don't believe that this person is out there for you. Even though you're asking for them, you're going out there to meet them, or you're looking on online dating apps, whatever you're doing to meet them. Why do you believe that it's impossible? Because you haven't met them yet? Is that really the reason? Or is there something more underlining here? It's like, this is going to sound terrible, but it's almost like we don't trust the universe or God or source. It looks like we have trust issues with lots of things. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust someone because of a past person. You know, there's a lot of trust issues here in the Gemini collective. But some of us, we don't even trust source to bring this person in if you're single. Because it's like, well, they're not here yet. And that's a biggie. If you're single and waiting, you're trying to work in concert with an entity you don't fully 100% believe in. Or you don't believe that they have someone new on your path. So you have a little bit more work to do than group one and group two. Just a little bit more. Because, yeah, I feel like you're going to be sitting, look, Four of Cups, Four of Swords, Three of Swords, heartbroken, just waiting for someone to come in. But how can they come in? You don't even believe they'll come in, and you don't even believe anyone will bring them in. There's a little bit bigger of a trust issue there for group three. Let's get you some closing messages. Oh, I was going to get you timing. All right. For Geminis who do the work. Group one, they want someone from the past. Healing is always continual. I don't think that source is looking for us to 100% heal these trust wounds within us. But I think they're looking for us to be an Eight of Pentacles, like actively working on it. Because, yeah, if you do nothing, nothing happens. Like, you wait for that Knight of Cups, you'll be waiting a long ass time. And in sexual tarot, which I have not done any sexual tarot readings, but in sexual tarot, this would be like just I don't want to be lewd or dirty, but like if you don't heal this wound and you're single, you're going to be taking care of yourself for a long time. You're waiting for that past person, you're going to be taking care of yourself a long time, in bed, all alone, with all the fantasies you want, looping back and forth in your head, but alone. So I feel like nothing happens. If we do nothing, nothing happens. If we don't actively work on this trust issue, nothing happens. If we work on it, there's nothing else to do. It comes in. Okay. Let's get timing for group one. If group one sees this message and they actively begin working on this, when does this person return to them? Again, and return isn't guaranteed 10 of cups because it takes two people, and I'm not reading for that entity, but you've got an opportunity because all aces are an opportunity. So you'd have the opportunity to get, you know, to the 10 of cups. So group one starts working on this. Their wish is reconciliation. How soon after this do they have the opportunity for reconciliation? Not every card in a deck is timing, so I'll see what I get for you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. How soon, group one? Immediately. Page of Wands. As soon as you start working on it, the door opens. The door for reconnection with the past person opens. The moment you seriously start working on the trust issue you have with yourself, with them, because of past relationships, as soon as you start working on it, okay? Group two, currently in a connection, but it's stagnant. It's not moving forward. How soon after they start working on this trust issue is there the opportunity to advance the relationship forward? Not every card in tarot's timing. We'll see what we get. How soon after? One more shuffle. Thank you. How soon after? 7 of Cups, within 7 months. Now remember, you're currently in the connection with this person. So you can interpret this, we're now in December. You can interpret this as until the middle of June, because that would be 7 months away, or the 7th month of the year, which would be July. So if you start working on it between now and July, the connection between you and your person, again, has the potential, aces are the potential, to advance forward in the direction that you want. Geminis who are single and starting to do the work, when do they meet this person? Keep in mind, not every card in tarot's timing. We'll see what we get. For the Geminis doing the work, well, that was quick. When do you meet this person? Within 3 months of you actively starting to do the work. So if you start now, you're looking at, what is that, middle of February? No, that's only 2 months. Middle of March, or the 3rd month of the year, which is also March. So by September, we should all be in a pretty decent relationship. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. Could be the Empress. I don't read body parts. The Emperor, the 3 of Pentacles, oh my God, and the Hierophant. Working on whoever that counterpart is that you want, working towards long-term committed partnership. If we do the work, and it all starts in this new moon in Sagittarius, if we start doing the work, we advance forward with reconnecting with this person, meeting this person, or strengthening the current bond that we have with this individual. So do nothing, get nothing seems to be the message here for the Gemini Collective. Do the work, nothing else to do. It's yours. It's yours for the taking. So this requires really active participation in respect to your manifestation with Source. You really have to work hand in hand here with them. That's what I have for you, Gemini. That is your new moon in Sagittarius message. If you like that message or messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And thank you once again for being a time traveler. Until I read for you again, Gemini, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.